Good morning, everyone. This is Pastor Lon. I want to welcome y'all back to the channel. I wanted to give y'all a little bit of a tour of the outside of our church and the yard and stuff. You hear some cars in the background as I'm out here next to the main road, but y'all seen the inside from some of our sermons and chorus singing. But I want to give you a little bit of a tour on the outside of our church and the grounds up here. It's real early in the morning. The sun just come up. As you can see, just coming over the trees. And yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a tour. We out here in the country, first of all. Kind of pan around here. This is the main highway in front of the church, but you see nothing but, that's peanuts they got planted over there this year. That whole field's nothing but peanuts. As you can see the fog settling in over there. I guess it's dissipating now as the sun's coming up, but it's real low on the peanuts. See that silo over there in the distance right there? We got to change our sign. We have Vacation Bible School last week. We really got to get it changed this week. But the Lord blessed us back in, well, we finished the church in 2012 and with 6 acres of land. And that's our flag we got standing out there. That was kind of interesting. That's the sheriff. One of the sheriff deputies just stopped here and asked me if I'd seen a white truck that's running up down the road over here. They're trying to catch up with him. I hope they do. He's all over the road. I don't know if he's a drunk driver or whatever, but anyway, that's soybeans over there in that field. We're hoping to get a steeple on our church soon. That's the only thing we're really lacking, and other than we need to pressure wash it. We pressure washed the underside, as you can see the change. We pressure washed this under here a while back, but this hadn't been, of course. Well, it has been before and sealed, but the weather, it turns it back that gray look. So I'm thinking we're gonna try to pressure wash it back to that again and maybe put some sealer or stain or something on it. But I kind of like the weathered look myself, but whatever the congregation wants, that's what we'll do. It's our parking lot out here. Like I say, you see a little more of the crepe myrtles out there. They're all the way down that side. We planted those back in 2012 or 13, I guess. Same thing, they pressure washed in here, just see what it would look like, as you see up under that eave there, that little porch there. It's the back of the church. Robbie and I designed this church and the fellowship hall and the breezeway right there on a piece of notebook paper and turned it over to the engineer or whatever, and he designed it. I mean, he drew it up the way we designed it. I'm up here this morning meeting the heat and air man. He's coming to work on some of our air conditioners. It's needing some attention. There they are right there. This is the north side of the church, so you can see, or you may not be able to see. It's got the green stain on it from the weather really being rough on this side of the church from the north. So we definitely got to get that pressure washed as well. It's our little storage building. Same way with the fellowship hall. It's weathered real bad on this side. We tried to keep the church as country look as we could. But with all the codes here in Darling County, it's almost impossible to make it as country as I wanted it. I wanted a little white church on blocks like you see in Cades Cove was what I was shooting for. But wasn't able to do just that. But it is different from most churches you see, and a lot of folks that come here like this look of this church. As you can see, we got a fireplace inside the fellowship hall. Robbie and I designed that in there too when we was drawing on paper. Got a porch on the back, some of the screens blown out of the screen door and the ends there. Got a guy, church member that's working on that. We haven't had this porch added on very long, but as you can tell, it's pretty much blended right in with the rest of the church. And got it screened in the back, and we're gonna get some more tables and chairs to put out here. A lot of people like to eat outside, and you can when the weather's right. And we got the screen up. Hope we can get all the screen back put up in here that keep the mosquitoes off of us, because they're pretty bad out here in the country, as you can imagine. But yeah, that's the back porch. We want to try to utilize that as much as we can as well. Here's the play area for the kids. Got some swing sets, some seesaws. There's the old pump house. Some of these the jungle gym stuff's getting kind of worn, as well as the seesaws and stuff, but they still like playing on them. My biggest challenge right here in the area where we at with all this wood is the wasp nest, but we try to keep them at bay, keep them off the kids. Walk down this way a little bit. This is the back part of the property. The cemetery is back there in the very back. Some of you might be wondering what this is. That's same church members working on the screens for me built this right after they came up here, because the old church we were at had old cement back wall, and the kids like to play what they call wall ball, where you throw the ball, all the kids get out here and throw the ball against the wall, and when it bounces off, whoever gets it, they would throw it back and just keep playing like that. Simple game, but it gave the kids some exercise, got them away from their devices, social media devices, for a while. And he built that up here, and they don't play it as much as they did at the old church. There's a lot of those kids are gotten older now. Yeah, this is the back of the property. Church back up the hill. My goal was originally to have some of those permanent charcoal grills scattered out here, like you see in the parks and stuff, but so far we hadn't done that, but hopefully that'll come to pass. As you can see, it's much quieter down here. It's where we chose to put the cemetery, the graveyard. But yeah, this is the back of the property. It goes as old Flat Creek dirt road back there. That's the end of it, end of the property. That's my mama's grave right over there. Several other church members down through here. Church members over here. That's my mama's sister's grave here, Peggy Lee Gainey. One of the best aunts I ever had. Sure miss her. And here's my mama's grave. That's a picture of my mama and my daddy right there. This is the retention pond we had to have built for all the water runoff from up the hill. Kudzu vines, we have to keep them at bay. They try to take over the graveyard back here. As you can hear, it's very peaceful and quiet back here. It's good ways from the road, and it's down the hill from the church. The car's going by there now, but y'all can't even probably hear them on the camera. Very peaceful place back here. This is where we have most of our sunrise services at. I decided just to leave the cloth on it this year. We removed the purple and put on the white. cloth representing Jesus' resurrection. I just think that's a good reminder that he has risen as he said. But it's a very beautiful place like it is now, especially early in the morning. We've had a tent revival here before, right here where this front of this cross, and that was a beautiful backdrop in the evenings when we're having services here. I hope to have another tent revival here soon, but just hadn't had one in a couple of years. But I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but this, like I said, the church was finished. We moved into church in 2012. We're on I've been meaning to do a video on the old church. We were there from 2006 to 2012, but we were able to save up enough money to get started on this, to buy this 6 acres of property, build the church and the fellowship hall, and had to borrow some money and have paid that off in 10 years. Now the church is debt free, where we can help other people more. We've always tried to help people, but even more now, not having a debt mortgage over our head. Try to be good stewards of God's money. And this church looks different than most churches, and that's good. But it's a lot different than a lot of churches on the inside too, because not just I'm not talking about the way it looks on the inside, but this church here was, God woke me up in a dream 2 different nights, on a Tuesday night and a Thursday night back in 2006, and basically calling me into the ministry. But also, this church I just felt led of the Lord after he called me. Basically, in my spirit, I felt that if you build it, they'll come. And not only that, but so many people today have a bad taste in their mouth about churches. You know, a lot of churches, unfortunately, are so self-righteous. They look down their nose at people that come to church, and the drunkard and the alcoholic and the prostitute and the people that don't look like them and maybe got an odor to them. I mean, those are the people that Jesus Christ said that's where he would be. So therefore, we welcome all of what the world considers misfits in this church. We're all sinners, saved by grace, saved by the blood of Jesus. But there have been people that come to this church that didn't feel welcome at other churches. Now, I'm not saying all churches are like that, but a lot of them are, unfortunately. So we just try to welcome everybody into the doors of the church house, but we also try to minister as much as we can outside the church house. But yeah, church has got a bad rap because they are that modern day Christianity. I don't want anything to do with that. I want the biblical Christianity, where everybody's welcome, where everybody's loved and appreciated, and where everybody gets preached the same gospel and there's no respect to persons. Just give you a little history on our church, on what God's done for us here. And there's another guy with the heat and air company. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this little tour. May do a tour later on of the old church and maybe the inside of this one a little more. I think I've showed you a little bit inside the church, Fellowship Hall, Bradley's paintings. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a tour where you see where we are, where we worship in the church house, but also we got a mission field out here in the community, in our local community, as well as here on YouTube. But yeah, we just plain Jane country folk that love the Lord and then love everybody, and I want everybody to go to heaven. And it doesn't matter if you got $1 million in the bank or don't have 2 red cents to rub together, you get treated the same here at this church. If that wasn't the case, I wouldn't be a part of it. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So I love and appreciate you all. Hope you enjoyed this little tour. If you have any questions about the church, the property, whatever, just let us know. Some of you have said before you hope to visit here one day, and maybe you can. We'd be glad to have you, because like I said, we got a sign over that door right there. I might try to zoom in on that right quick. We want to get some, maybe some paint, black paint or red paint or something on it, so it'll stand out more. See if you can read what it says. This is how we believe. Whomsoever will, let them come. Whomsoever will. It's not a fancy church, it's plain, like I told you, but it's a welcoming church that loves the Lord and loves people. preaches the truth and want to see everybody go to heaven. So thank you again for your time. May God richly bless you and your family. And from out here at Flat Creek Frugal Baptist Church in the country, always remember, Jesus Christ loves you, and Jesus Christ is the answer for any and everything we're dealing with in life. We hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. I love you all. Bye-bye.